itself.
I feel like the hype is around amongst him because he's a Japanese person doing these things.
Signing their own death warrant.
The monster. A fearsome flurry, and he's down.
Inoue has been whistling the knockout tune to all opponents for 12 years now.
Introducing to you first, the defending world champion, hailing from Zama, Kanagawa, Japan. With a sensational record, he is undefeated with 26 wins, no losses, 23 big wins. Reigning and defending WBA and IBF Bantamweight Champion of the World, introducing Naoya
And now we will see the list of suicidal fighters who provoked Naoya Inoue's anger by their bad-mannered and detestable actions and experienced it on themselves. After crushing opponents one after the other in Japan, a young...
Hey, fight supporters. Welcome back to the channel where we present the raw truth, the devastating knockouts, and the terrible reality of entering the ring with the incorrect attitude, not simply talking box. Narrative of today? Oh, this one is quite wonderful. This is about Naoya Inoue.
The kid from Japan, Inoue. So when you see, he got the victory over Cool Boy Steph. Cool Boy Steph, he's not a heavy puncher, good boxer. But far as, you know, Inoue, it was a Filipino fighter, he had fought twice.
The monster from Japan. And what happens when conceited warriors believe they can devaluate greatness and get smashed for it? When Naoya Inoue made haughty loudmouths pay the ultimate cost, this was instant karma at its best. Get ready, as this is a warning to any combatant who is Naoya Inoue. Let us first discuss the person we are working with here. Naoya Inoue isn't simply a champion, he's a force of nature. From the second he became professional.
Donaire. So Donaire was giving him fits in the first fight. And if I'm not mistaken, Donaire was somewhere close to 40 or 40 years old when he fought him the first time. Whereas, and he was in his 20s. So he should have.
This guy has been traversing divisions like a one-man wrecking team. Speed, insane. Power, unreal for his weight class. Accuracy, like a sniper with gloves on. They don't nickname him the monster for nothing. But you know what makes him extra scarier? It's not the power punches or the highlight reel knockouts. It's the chilly, calm concentration. This man doesn't yell, doesn't flex, doesn't run his mouth. He lets his fists do all the talking. And when conceited warriors attempt to be loud and cute, that's when
He should have knocked him out in the first fight. Fighting a guy, you know, like I said before, you know, at that age. What I need Inoue to do is, I need him to come fight in the U.S., random blood and urine testing. I think he's a hell of a fighter.
you see the monster grin. And if you ever see Naoya smiling before a fight, you have lost. The art of disrespect. And why it's a death wish now in boxing, trash talk is nothing new. Some men live off it, selling a battle and creating your own grave. And against Inoue, talking trash isn't just risky, it's career death. See, Inoue is from Japan, a nation where martial arts culture still believes in respect, honor, humility. So, when fighters come at him with arrogant energy, insulting his stature, disparaging his nation, or attempting to act like they're
A hell of a fighter. I won't take nothing away from him. Hell of a fighter. And I like him because I see he take a lot of my stuff from my playbook.
untouchable, Inoue doesn't dispute. He doesn't shout back. He merely buries that disrespect down in his chest and waits for the bell to sound. And when it rings, oh man, that's when you pay for every word you say. Case 1, Nonito Donaire. 2, the lesson in respect. Let's begin things off with a classic example. Now to be fair, Donaire wasn't a full-blown trash talker, but in their first bout, he gave Inoue the hardest test of his career. And leading into the rematch, there was some subtle shade being thrown. Donaire had the guts to comment about Inoue's chin, wondering whether it was really that strong, calling himself the tougher puncher, and suggesting that this time he'd knock Inoue out. Big error. From the opening bell of the rematch, Inoue came out like a guy possessed. No dancing, no feeling out process, just destructive mode engaged. Inoue unleashed a powerful left hook to the body, crumpling Donaire like a cheap suit. Seconds later, a straight right hand terminated his night. 2 rounds. That's all it took for Inoue to prove precisely how harmful disrespect can be. Case 2. Emmanuel Rodriguez, the cocky casualty. Now, if you want a true example of trash talk backfiring, go no further than Emmanuel Rodriguez. Before their bout, Rodriguez was running his mouth, calling Inoue overrated, stating his strength was overstated and that Japan's competition was weak. Bruh. What followed next was one of the most horrific karma events in modern boxing. From the opening bell, Inoue marched Rodriguez down like a horror movie monster. Every time Rodriguez attempted to throw anything spectacular, Inoue slipped it and replied with sheer ferocity. In the second round, Inoue launched a left hook to the liver so deadly you could almost feel the spirit fleeing Rodriguez's body through the television. Rodriguez crumpled, gasping for breath like a fish out of water. Instant karma delivered, sizzling hot. Case 3. Jason Maloney, the delusional disrespect. Then there was Jason Maloney, a player who felt his pressing technique might tear Inoue down. He also remarked Inoue had never confronted somebody with his passion or grit. Cute. Inoue took it personally. The combat itself, a 6-round clinic in controlled cruelty, Inoue toyed with Maloney like a cat with a mouse. Sharp jabs, body work, uppercuts from hell. And then, in the 6th, Inoue uncorked a counter. Right hand, so clean, so surgical. Maloney's brain struck the off switch before his body even reached the floor. The monster doesn't need to roar. He lets physics handle his retribution. The psychology of a silent killer. See, that's what makes Inoue distinct. Most boxers spew trash to pump themselves up, to make themselves feel they can win. Inoue, he doesn't need that. His confidence is quiet. His conviction comes from understanding that his hands are loaded weapons, and every punch he throws is designed to damage, not merely score. That's why disrespect doesn't shake him, it motivates him. Every insult is merely another drop of fuel on the inferno raging within this guy, and when the combat begins, that fire becomes a flamethrower. The culture clash, Western loudmouth versus Japanese precision. This tale becomes even stranger when you learn exactly how different the civilizations are. In Western boxing, trash talk is commonplace. In fact, if you don't speak trash, people believe you're uninteresting. But in Japan, fighters are taught to let their talents speak for them. So, when these arrogant Western fighters get around, clowning about, sharing memes, running their mouths at press conferences, Inoue simply watches, silently calculating, silently waiting. They assume stillness indicates weakness. But with Inoue, silence is the sound of your funeral being prepared. The real lesson: disrespect the monster at your own risk. At the end of the day, this isn't just about knockouts. It's about respect. Boxing is a tough, merciless game. It's one thing to sell a fight, but when you cross that line and insult a guy who physically trains to wreck human beings, you're playing with fire. And Inoue, he's not just fire. He's the whole volcano. Future warning. Who's next to learn this lesson? The scariest part? Inoue is still in his peak. Faster, stronger, smarter. And the next loudmouth that walks forward thinking they can offend the monster? Well, they may want to ask Emmanuel Rodriguez how his liver's doing, or call up Jason Maloney and ask how it feels to wake up wondering why the lights went out. This isn't just boxing. This is immediate karma, Naoya Inoue style. Cold, calculated, unforgiving. Final words to the future opponents. So if you're seeing this, and you're a fighter contemplating of calling out Inoue, think again. The monster doesn't argue. He doesn't tweet back. He doesn't need to. He's too busy preparing your demise. Because when you get into the ring with Inoue, it's not just a fight. It's a lesson in respect. And if you offend the monster, he won't merely beat you. He'll haunt your career forever. Thanks for watching, fight enthusiasts. Smash that like button, subscribe for more horrific tales from the fight game, and remember, respect the sport, respect the warriors, or finish up like every presumptuous rat that crossed paths with Naoya Inoue. This has been your Instant Karma Breakdown. Catch you in the next one.